Guys, welcome back to part two of Becoming God's Vessel with Susan Allardyce, a very, very special person and guest, someone that I know personally and I've known since college. And guys, we have a part one, okay? But I'm gonna run through just real quick the pillars, and then Susan and I are gonna give just a little bit of a summary of part one, so you aren't lost when you come in on this if you just come to part two. So hey, the three pillars, real quick: hope, helping other people excel, right? And so we just kind of believe in this law that even if you don't have any, if you can gather up a little and you can give some to someone else, it comes back to you that much more quickly, right? And the second pillar is grit. The G's for grace, not giving grace to others, but hey, reminder to have some grace with yourself. Resiliency is the R. Okay. Everybody thinks, oh, you're so tough, with this cancer thing. Well, don't, we all got some resiliency skills, but you gotta work on them. You can't run an Ironman first time. You wanna train. And then the I is for integrity. And it's not integrity like, hey, you're breaking the rules. It's the integrity that's 3:00 in the morning. Okay. And you look at yourself in the mirror like the reason you're up, and be honest with yourself. Have integrity with yourself. The T is for teachable. Always remain teachable. And when you don't, you get knocked off your high horse. And I don't need to go into that one because you all know about that. And okay. So hope, grit, and no quit. Those are the three pillars. Okay. Ran through those. If you're new or whatever, okay, hey, smash the like, subscribe, make a comment, and all that you distracted me and all that stuff, okay, to let us know that you're enjoying being a part of the Conquerors crew. Golly, I mean, it's so much work behind the scenes to do this every week. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. Susan, hey, welcome back. Do you want to give the audience just a minute or two of the high points of what we talked about to just bring them up to speed and enough to say,
yes,
you're going to want to go listen to part one.
So part one, you'll miss out on the explanation of the connection of how I connected to someone to donate a kidney to. It was I'll give you a head start. It was my stepbrother. We are not biologically related. My stepbrother and I may as well have been strangers on the street. But God, I will say that. And I want to touch on in this second half the spiritual aspect and the religious aspect and the part that I feel like I need to bring God into, because I was used as a vessel in this situation. And Trent titled this episode as God's Vessel, because when I speak about this, I had the opportunity to speak about this at my own church. I volunteered to tell my story because I felt like this wasn't something I decided on my own. This was something that God, God said, "Hey, Susan, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should think about this." And it was meant for me. So
you were getting set up. You were getting set up for what, about a year or so?
Yeah.
You didn't even realize that you were in the plan of being in the right place, in the right health, in the right time, doing the things that you just thought you were doing, being a good sister and a good family member and supporting. And if you don't mind, just a second, let me, guys, the first hour, okay, we talk about Susan and her brother, and that their stepbrothers and everything, and the family and all the stuff that she had to go through, she was his patient advocate to do that for him. And then she kind of got pulled into like, are you going to donate a kidney kind of thing? And started learning about it and understanding you got to take all these blood tests. You have to qualify. You can't just rock up and go, yeah, I want to do it. No, you have to be in the right health. And, like there's certain matches that have to happen. It's not near like what you might think. It's quite a arduous process. It takes time. You really need some luck, so to speak, and God on your side, and to do all the things right. And you still may not get the chance, right? And so
Honestly,
that's kind of all the things and the rules and the
yeah,
things and all the stuff, right? And a few of the mistakes and the stuff. So if you're interested in that, go listen to chat. Go listen to part 1. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
I do. Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah, please do.
So it's actually pretty hard to donate a kidney to someone. You have to be in very good physical health. You have to be, when doctors take their oath, they have to say they'll do no harm. When you take someone's kidney out of them and put it into someone else, you are doing harm. So the doctor has to feel confident enough that you, as the donor, can lose a kidney and not be in a detriment.
In a compromised health situation.
To compromise your health, to be able to do it. And
wow.
When that was explained to me multiple times, multiple doctors said that to me, said, hey, Susan, we only do this when we know you're healthy enough. And
is there any, like, out of 100 people, do you know how many people are like, oh, I want to do it, and it's like, no, you're out? Like, do you have any?
Even at the anatomy, the kidney donation process is very involved. It's called the $1 million checkup.
Wow! Like you had a counselor like partner, that helped you through, right? Yeah.
Head to toe, I was out. I had to have a colonoscopy, Trent.
Whoa! Yeah. These are the things we want to know. Wow!
Yeah, these are the things. Yeah.
Goodness
do I want to
gracious!
have a colonoscopy? No, I did not.
Oh, God.
But you know why? Because the doctors wanted to know that all my systems were a go. So I did everything.
Right.
Mammograms, colonoscopy, all the stuff. Okay. A lot of kidney stuff. Yeah. I had to do like 24-hour kidney, like you have to pee every hour into this big giant jug so that they can test your urine. Oops, sorry, dropped something. It's my. I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, I had to be tested from head to toe to make sure that I was in perfect physical condition to do this, because doctors make an oath that they'll do no harm. And so that's important for them to know that they are picking the right person to hurt, because it goes against their principle as a doctor.
Right. Their Hippocratic oath, I believe is what it's called, right? Yeah.
It's kind of wild, because you think if you volunteer, they should just take it. No, they will not. So actually,
it sounds like it's harder to give it than it is to like be a person that can have one.
It's not just about wanting. So a couple of things with my donation. I have a positive blood type. My stepbrother, who I am, once again, I'm going to say, not biologically related to. We do not have the same parents. He had a negative blood. That is actually one of the biggest factors is a matching blood type. If you have A blood type or a B blood type in common, then you may be more likely to match. I had A positive, he had A negative. And then there's some other factors that come into play, antibodies and such. This is some stuff that if you're interested in donation, your donation center will explain to you. But I found out that there's a pretty good chance that I actually might have been able to donate to my stepbrother. And so I didn't believe it until it happened, but by the end of all of my testing, once I found out I was a healthy human being capable of donating a kidney, it's funny because one of the very last things they do is cross match your blood. My blood was cross matched with his, and they cross match it. They like mix it together and see if it like rejects if
Okay.
his blood rejects my. If, like there's like
Right.
this situation where it's like no, actually it worked out, and so you could have knocked me over with a feather. I think it was like January. It was in January of 20.
Weird question. Do you think that being your stepbrother, having those years together, having the relationship, that he walked you down the aisle, that these things made you family, although you weren't blood family, you were family to the point where you like your cells got on with his cells. Do you know what I'm saying? Kind of kooky. Kind of
Trent,
kooky.
no, I
You
don't
know,
believe in any mystical stuff like that. I honestly don't. I just believe, here's what I dropped on the floor.
yeah.
This is a Christmas ornament. This contains all of the those little stretchy things they do when you have a blood draw.
Oh, good.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No,
These are
that's
those
all of
stretchy
your
things.
ones through the whole thing.
Yeah. This has all my
Yeah.
appointment cards from testing for kidney donation. It has all of my stretchy armbands from every time I had to get my blood drawn to find out if I matched with hemp. This has
How many do you think are in there?
a lot. A lot. There's a lot. I try to keep every color because I wanted it to be colorful.
Gee
But you know what
whiz.
else
Oh,
has? You know what else? You know what else is in here? I had friends who made a little prayer container for me of prayers that they
yeah.
prayed for me when I was going through this process before Hampton even knew about it. There's prayers in here. There's Bible verses in here.
Yeah.
This and there's my patient coordinator who was just for me at Willis Knighton Hospital in
Oh,
Shreveport,
okay.
Diane Dawson. Diane was
Diane Robertson. Oh my God. Is that Duck Dynasty's mom? Yes, it is Diane, isn't it, Robertson? Yeah.
But listen, the people who worked with me, Diane was about as excited as I was when she found out that I had passed that cross match test, and my blood and Hampton's blood did not fight with each other, and they were happy with each other.
What?
She called me up on the phone. She said, Susan, you're a match. You can donate directly to Hampton. So that's not the situation I expected. In part one, if you go back and
Right.
listen, I was planning to try to set up a paired donation. I was going to donate my kidney to a stranger who needed my kidney.
And
And then
hopefully,
the
like at the same time,
stranger
he would
would
have a
donate their
match.
kidney to Hampton.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happens all the time, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine if that had been what happened. But
Yeah.
that's not what happened. What happened is I found out that I'm matched directly to my stepbrother who needed a kidney
What are the
right
chances of
then.
that? Do you know what the like?
It's
It's like
it's
winning the lottery.
like it's a bit like winning the lottery. The odds aren't
Golly.
maybe quite as
Couple things
wide
though.
as what everybody
Never,
believes, but
you never told him anything, right? I'm sorry, I talked over you a little bit. I'm sorry.
it's
It's a
not.
little delayed. Yeah. Um, you never, you were thinking about it like the whole process through. You never told him anything to get his hopes up, to put that pressure on him or yourself, and you kept it quiet until you knew 100%. Guys, that is a big tip. Another one is you went through this stuff and all these tests and everything with the National Kidney Foundation, I think, and
Yes.
that group didn't match with the hospital that her brother was at. So you know how like certain groups are, there's Blue Cross and there's, you know, Aetna or Health. You got to make sure that you're in network, so to speak. That's
That's
kind of what I
right.
think they want. Yeah, got to be
Yes.
network or
I started out
all for
in the
nothing.
wrong place. I started out not expecting this, and in the end, it all came together
Right,
to work out for the best good. You know,
right,
and I still give props but to the National Kidney Registry, because even though I wasn't even donating through their network, Emily, my mentor,
right.
still checked up on me, still asked me how I was doing.
Support you through the whole thing.
She didn't have to do that. She did
Yeah,
not have
right.
to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you know what? It kind of becomes like almost like a family, a
sure.
weird little club of organ donors.
Right.
But I ended up being able to match directly to my non-biological step brother. I have to say non-biological because he and I have no genetics together. Okay. He's not my half brother. He is my step brother. He is basically could just be any stranger on the street. But
Right.
no, life brought us together.
Wow.
Our and then our parents didn't even stay married. But God.
Yeah. Tell us about that a little bit. Tell us about
Okay.
that a little bit because you started kind of, we've touched on a little bit here and there. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Take us on that journey where like you had the little bitty kind of seed planted and then that was it. And you decided that just diet and Hampton has to do these things for us. I'm just gonna do it along with them, and you got in really good shape. And
Okay.
you were doing it just to be supportive and be with him, be a good sister and a good family member, and you ended up being in like probably the best health you've been in 20 years, maybe 15, 20, something like that.
Yeah.
It put
I
you in a
think,
position. It was
look,
unbelievable.
I was your typical middle-aged lady with some, uh, tween age kids and a husband and working full time for a great company. And I will say that God put me in a situation where I had come into a new company. I left a big publicly traded company.
Okay.
Um, Great people, but um, I will say I was placed in a new environment with a lot of believers, with a lot of people who were
Oh,
Christians,
wow. Okay.
and that makes a big difference because you know I, I was surrounded by people who had similar beliefs, and it was like every time I went to church around that time, I just felt like God was talking to me
Right.
directly to me, saying, "Hey, Susan, this. Hey, put your put your ego down." Because when I was at that big publicly traded company,
Yeah.
I I wanted more. I wanted I wanted to grow
Yeah, sure.
in my
Sure.
career.
Right.
And I didn't understand why God didn't want that for me. Why wasn't that for me? And then I left and I found and I got this new job, and I'm surrounded by this new group of people, and they're believers.
Wow.
And it wasn't, I can't say that there's a direct correlation to from this to this, but God took me out of this high pressure situation into a lower pressure situation
Right.
where there's a lot of people who have similar beliefs. And I think I had more freedom in my mind
Right.
to be in the place that I was,
Yeah.
and to know that if I made the decision I needed to make to, because it took a little time off work to donate a kidney, just a little bit, um, that I would be supported, and you
Right.
know what, I was,
That's
because
awesome.
I almost had to tell them at like the same time that I told my brother that, like, hey, would it be okay if I took a few weeks off to give an organ to somebody else? I mean, I really did have to
Right.
make I had to have a conversation, and at no point was there any pushback. There was encouragement. There was there was so
Wow.
much support from the company that I was at, and make no mistake, God put me in the right spot at the right time for the situation that I was going to be in.
Right. Wow.
And then just a couple weeks before he got sick, I heard that message about the woman from Uzbekistan who said, God, use me as a vessel. And I said, oh,
Right.
it's beautiful. And I prayed that prayer, and I prayed, God, use me as a vessel. And then I didn't think about that. And from March to October,
Right.
I
Right.
was not thinking about Shaxnosa in Uzbekistan, I promise you. I was thinking about, oh my gosh, my brother needs groceries. Let me send him some money. I was thinking about, can I make it to his doctor's appointment on this date? I was thinking about what was happening with my own kids or my life. I was planning a centennial celebration for my company. I'm in marketing. I was planning these events. I was doing these things. I was living my life.
Right.
But in the background, God had a plan
Yeah.
to use me as a vessel. And he did not reveal that plan to me until it was time.
Yeah, the whole time things are just getting set up and you're just going along with it, doing kind of what you thought you needed to. And looking back, you just see how it all was just meant to be. At every turn, there was an answer. At every doubt, there was support. It sounds like it's not a coincidence.
It wasn't. There's no accidents.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna, and it's not, I don't want to paint it like it's this perfect, pretty picture,
Right.
because it wasn't easy. Um, there was pain, there was uncertainty.
Yeah.
I was not brave. I
Brave
was,
as in what? Scared for your health, or scared that the surgery wouldn't go well, or scared for
listen,
him?
I, I have this beautiful family. I have a husband. I have children. Um, the chances of dying during organ donation are very low, but not zero. So I wrote a will. I wrote advance directives. I wrote letters to my children. I wrote letters to my husband.
Wow. Man.
one of the last blood draws I had, the tech who was taking my blood was like, "Oh my gosh, aren't you scared?" And I was scared. And I left her. I left her little cubicle and I cried all the way home because I was scared
Yeah. Yeah.
because I wanted to do it so bad, but I didn't want to die. I, I knew there was a chance that something could go wrong,
Right.
but I did it anyway because God didn't God didn't take me that far not to bring me through.
Right. Wow. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I think there's always that kind of at the end. There's that moment where you kind of like, am I gonna jump? Am I, am I gonna jump out of the plane with a parachute or not? And yeah, you didn't come that far to, yeah, you know it. It's awesome.
And so we made it to, I guess I should tell the exciting part. I finally
Yeah.
got to tell my brother that that we matched. So January of 20, was it 2024? I don't know. You have to look at my summary. Anyway, there was supposed to be a blizzard in Lafayette, Louisiana.
What?
Which, let me tell you, if you're not, and if you don't know anything about Lafayette, Louisiana, we don't have blizzards here. Except that day we did, and that's
Yeah.
the night before
Yeah.
that happened. My Diane called me and said, "Hey, you matched. You can donate to your brother.
Oh my gosh.
Are you going to call him? Are you going to tell him?" And I was like, I wanted to get in my car and I wanted to go drive and I wanted to go tell him in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was supposed to be this theoretical snow,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
blizzards. And
Yeah.
I was
Like
like,
in the swamp.
no, I mean, like, because if I had driven up there, I wouldn't have been able to come home. So he's 3 hours away. So unfortunately, I had to FaceTime him. And I say unfortunately, it doesn't matter. He would have taken that information however I had to give it. But my original plan was to go knock on his door and tell him in person because, in fact, I wanted to know before Christmas. This was in January. I wanted to know before. I wanted to give it. I wanted that to be his Christmas present. Like, I'm giving you a kidney for Christmas, but couldn't. That's not what happened. So it was January, and it was about to snow, and so I had to FaceTime him, and I called, and he wasn't home. And I asked my stepmom, I was like, "Where is he?" And Trent, where'd you go? I lost Trent.
There. Oh my gosh. You knew that. I mean,
Where'd you go?
you know what? You know what? My internet went down. I think it's snowing in Northwest Arkansas.
It probably
I
is.
mean, give me a break, man. You knew. I mean, it's been
It was getting so dramatic that it
I
made you
know.
scared.
That just kind of killed it, didn't it?
So I had to make a decision, and I decided, okay, so I called my stepmom. I was like, "Where is he? Where's Hampton at?" He had gone to church with his neighbor. He had gone to some kind of men's meeting thing.
Okay.
And when he came home, he was. I finally got him on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to FaceTime me when you get home." And he was like, "Okay," but he was so
Weird.
what I had to tell him. He thought it was going to be bad news because all he was conditioned to was bad news at that point. And he was like, "Oh."
Right.
He even said to me, "Susan, if you have something bad to tell me right now, I don't even." He said, I just don't know if I can handle it."
Wow.
And I didn't have bad news to tell him.
Your heart melted
And
out.
so, let's see. I have I know you can't probably show pictures, but I'm going to show you I'm just
We'll
gonna.
put it. We'll put him in the description. We'll attach it to the
Okay, I'll
yeah.
show you my phone.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah. Put it in there. Put it up to
okay.
us.
This is my brother in his closet listening to me.
Oh, right. On the call.
This is the FaceTime screenshot of me telling him he had no idea I was even testing. This is me telling him that not only had I been testing, but that we matched.
Oh my! I bet you fell over.
That we matched.
It's unreal.
He was shocked.
Yeah.
He had no idea. He was blown away. So a couple of months after that, we scheduled surgery. We had our surgery on March 31st,
Okay.
2025.
Yep.
And
Tell us a little bit about
everything
the surgery.
worked. I can't say that everything was amazing right away. He had some health complications.
Sure.
And it took a while for him to get his health stable. But
So, I mean, can I ask you? You go first, obviously. So you kind of go in the morning, couple of hours, do your thing, you're done, and then like right as that they roll him in, and then they take care of. Is that? Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just kind of
yeah,
going off what I've seen on
it's even cooler than that, Trent. When you
Oh.
are working with someone who you're in the same hospital network with, you have simultaneous surgeries in adjoining rooms. So
Whoa.
my surgery started, and then his surgery started immediately after, and they walked my kidney directly into his surgery room and put it in his body.
Right. Yeah, because the least amount of time that it doesn't have blood flow, the better.
The better.
Yeah.
The better. Yeah.
Wow.
So
How long was
let
your
me tell you
surgery?
something else. My kidney is unusual. I have an unusual anatomy of my kidney. So
Really? Yeah.
everybody's anatomy is different. Some kidneys have one artery, some have two, some have three. Mine had two.
Okay.
Luckily, the transplant center that I was working with could handle a two artery kidney. And they had done previous two artery recipient surgeries. So they were able to take my kidney and transplant it into my brother, no problem.
Wow.
Better situation would have been if I'd had one artery. I say that because in my situation, they were able to do a robotic assisted removal of my kidney. So a robot removed my kidney from my body. But because there were two arteries, he had to have a manual actual surgeon connect my kidney into his body. The month before, or a couple of months before our surgery, and this is all new technology. Different transplant centers have different abilities, but at this center, only one robotic removal and attachment had been done in the past. When it's able to be robotic, the healing time is faster because the incisions are smaller and it's so much more precise. So even though here we are, 2026, like there are technology advancements happening in this process today. Like the next person to receive a kidney donation may have advanced procedures available to them. I fully believe that we will, in our lifetimes, see non-human kidney donations, like animal transplants, like from pigs probably most
Right.
likely, to humans. That's a matter of overcoming antibodies. And so like, and that gets into some weeds, but like if people are interested, do some research and read about it because it's so fascinating. I've learned so much as someone involved in this process, that there's a lot to know. And I think I sent you some information. Are you frozen? Can you move?
I drop.
Okay.
Am I here? Am I there? I
I can
dropped
see
again. This is
where you are.
crazy. This is unbelievable.
Okay. I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. Um,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know if we're running out of time again, but I just want to say, some of the resources that I used besides the National Kidney Registry Foundation, um, these are not official, but let me tell you, Reddit. There's a group for kidney donors, living kidney donors. Uh, Fantastic. If you need information, I would highly suggest social media as a resource that would give you information. So I would say join a Reddit group if you have questions. There's a lot of people who are very willing to answer. Um,
Can you see me, Susan?
I can see you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. I didn't know if you could see me there.
There's also Facebook groups. Um,
Well,
and just know that there's upsides and downsides to social media. When you
hmm
go on Reddit, when you go on Facebook, you're gonna have your Debbie Downers. You're gonna have your like overzealous, like everything's beautiful, sunshine and roses. Nothing bad can ever happen. So take it with a grain of salt. But there's a lot of people who have some really good advice and some really good encouragement. Um, I do have to show you the T-shirt I'm wearing tonight.
yes.
Living donor, living
Li-
testimony.
Living.
He
Oh, I
called,
love it.
I answered. I bought this T-shirt from someone that I met in the Facebook group for kidney donors. She donated and she wanted to share her testimony, uh, and so she wrote a story and she made this T-shirt for herself. And
Yeah.
then so many people on the group were like, "Hey, I want a copy of that." So, including me. So, when I shared my testimony at my church, I wore this T-shirt because I wanted to. I don't know. I wanted to represent uh, what it was I felt like happened with my
Yeah.
situation. I
Yeah.
do feel like God put me in this situation.
Yeah.
There was no accident.
Right.
This was part of God's plan for me. Um, I don't know what God has planned for me next.
Yeah.
Jared, my husband, told me like it's probably not another kidney donation. You only have the one left. So I don't know. I don't know what's next,
Right.
but I am open to what's
Right.
next.
That's what you have to be. Hey. I don't know. I didn't know what you're gonna wear, but hey, I wore my
Faith
faith
over
over
fear,
fear. I
and
had
that's
to
why
wear this shirt to do my first hip surgery because I was
because you
worried.
do. You have to have
Yes,
it's faith.
you
It is
do.
faith over fear. I was scared. I was really, really scared, and I was scared not just for me, but for my brother,
Yeah.
because honestly, some transplants fail immediately.
Right. Yeah. Just right there. It's like do all this, and
I could have woken up from surgery and found out that it didn't
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And you have to go in. You have to go into it knowing that that's a possibility and being okay with it too.
Yeah. 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 I'm the
And
same
and
way
that's
with my
the
leg.
story
I had to
that I
wake up.
have today.
Maybe my leg wasn't going to be there. Right. Every time, 12 times.
So
It'll wear you out.
you have to just you have to say whatever God, whatever your plan is,
Yeah.
I'm here for that. That's my plan too. That's
Yeah.
my plan too.
Yeah.
And So today, I I can report that I'm healthy
That's wonderful.
and that I'm still listening for God's next call.
Yeah.
I
Now the
don't
question
think it's
is,
going to be the same type of
i-
call, but
is your
I
is
do.
your is your kidney in your brother healthy too?
Yes, my
Perfect.
brother is healthy.
Yeah.
He's it's an ongoing situation because right now he has a job that's very physically demanding, and
Right.
so my hope is that he can find a job that's maybe less physically demanding in the future. But right now, he is working full time with benefits and supporting his family. He's supporting his kids.
Yeah.
He's fulfilled in the fact that he can do that again because
Right.
he had to go on disability. Being a full time dialysis patient, it is a full time job. It does require, for most people, that they give up their. His job was physically demanding when he got sick,
Right.
and he could no longer do that job. So he had to go on disability to be
Yeah.
able to be a patient.
Yeah. To just get dialysis, right? I mean, if not, he would have died.
He would have
So
died.
yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? That's really really hard. And I think especially for a guy, for a man,
Yeah.
for the man who sees himself as the head of a household and the breadwinner,
Right.
um, to 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 have to label yourself as disabled
Yeah. It's
and
tough.
be called a patient and not a this title, not not going out every day and earning, not going out every day and accomplishing X or Y or Z. That's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard for,
It is.
I'm sure, a man or
Yeah.
a woman. But changing your life and becoming
Yeah.
something else, becoming um, just trying to stay alive. I don't. That's different.
Yeah.
And he's come on. He's on the other side of that, and I'm so proud of him
That's
for
awesome.
being there.
Yeah.
He is in a different place, and he has a full time job. Um, he's working a little too hard right now. I wish he could have a job in the air conditioning because his job
Woo!
is actually outdoors right now. Let me just say,
Woo!
yeah, we live in Louisiana, so you know, um, I think the future is unlimited for him. I
Yeah.
think I hope that his future includes a lot more joy, a lot more love and hope. And
Yeah.
I think he's got all those ingredients that you talk about at the beginning of your podcast. He's got all that. He's got all that, and
Do
I'm
you
just I'm just glad that I could be a little bit of a part of that for him.
yeah, it's so awesome. It's so awesome. I mean, God, it's like just, after Jesus' heart. I mean, golly. How do you feel about like life and the value of life and what that means now? Did it change your perspective a bit? I mean, I would think it did a lot, right? I mean,
Well,
because like me, yeah. I mean, wow, right?
so Trent,
Yeah, just touch on the top of the iceberg for us.
it's an interesting question for me because I wasn't a planned person. I was an accident by a couple of teenagers who didn't mean to create a person, okay?
Yeah,
And then a couple of people who couldn't have a baby
right,
adopted me.
right.
Um,
And you're still God's precious,
God,
creature,
God
man.
is gonna make a way.
Yeah,
When God wants someone here, then they're here. And when he has a plan for them, he executes that plan. Um,
Yeah.
and so I really just I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question other than here I am, and look what he did.
Yeah. 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 I get it. I get it. It's just, day by day. And it sounds like you're kind of in a nice way saying when God calls your number, just go along with it because it's really, really hard if you don't. And it's better if you do,
Yeah,
right?
just go along. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
always had the desire to just like do stuff that scares me. Um, to like take a risk. To um, like this is the silliest one, but like I'm not athletic at all. But I joined a kickball team one time. Just I don't even know why I did it. Because I just thought it sounded like fun. They said, "Yeah, you don't need any skills. Just we'll teach you as you go." We lost all season, but I'm still friends with some of those people. Um, you just
Hell.
you just do what when it comes to God,
Are you
you're
there?
never going to go wrong by saying yes, by
Right.
obeying, by trusting the path that you can't even sometimes see. Just wait. And when the path is there, then he's just going to open it up. The day
Yeah.
that path opened to me, there were butterflies and birds and like it was this beautiful like I can't even
Yeah. You
explain.
just knew, right? You knew.
But God didn't tell me in any uncertain terms.
Right.
And in the
Right.
end, it wasn't a disappointment. He didn't take me down that road to say, never mind.
Right.
He took me down that road to say, you have a purpose, Susan. I, I mean, I wasn't I wasn't planned to be here on this earth, but but God planned me to be here. So
Yeah.
here I am. And so I'm here for whatever he has next.
Yeah. That is just such a special way to look at your life. And a lot of people are mad and angry and frustrated and resentful. And hey, you know what? You could be that way, but I think you've chosen to enjoy and appreciate and say, you know what, I'm here and I'm gonna make the best of it. You know what? I'm gonna make a difference and I'm gonna leave a legacy and make it a better place than when I got here. And that's just beautiful, right? Yeah.
You know, just like you, Trent, I mean, you did not expect what life had in store for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And here you are looking for other people's stories to tell and still serving.
Well,
What
that was the
that's
promise I made. I'm just trying to follow my word. I just said, hey, look, if I can get out a 5% chance of beating pancreatic cancer after everything, I'll go tell my story. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do it, but I'll just go do it. And hey, I'm just feeling my way through. And you know what? It's not easy. It's hard. You know,
yeah, it's
but hey,
fine.
I get to do stuff like this, and it just it fills my heart with joy. And I didn't have a lot of that before. I was chasing the dream. Now I'm just in it.
I mean, life's not over till it's over, is it?
Yeah.
We have unlimited potential, and our stories aren't finished. So,
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you are like, God, I'd like to just mention something about that? And hey, all the links and all the stuff that you've mentioned, they'll be in the description. They will be noted and easy to find, easy to get to. Okay. Um, that's what I always do, with these things. And so don't worry about that stuff with like the Reddit stuff
sure.
and the
Yeah,
and the
no, I mean,
art,
and that
Facebook.
people can find their own resources. There's a
Yeah,
lot out there. Any question you may have is probably already answered somewhere.
good
Um,
point.
However, if you're looking for a community to join, there's something for you. Um, I just want to say in my case that
On the fence, kind of wondering, oh, maybe, maybe not. What would you tell them to do first to kind of, understand maybe what they're getting themselves into?
people who are interested,
Yeah, people who are like, maybe I want to donate an organ or a kidney or something. What would you
yeah.
kind of tell them if they aren't sure?
Oh, just go read just go start reading. If you're a Googler, if you're a searcher, that there's plenty of information out there. There's no lack of information about
Right.
everything. And if you think you're too old, if you don't think you're healthy enough, if you have questions like that, there's an answer for you. If you want to donate but you're not in the right place yet, I'm telling you, if I had wanted to donate at a time that my brother got sick, I probably wouldn't have been considered because my BMI was probably too high. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Right.
So like you can get yourself to a better place if that's your goal. Um, but I do want to say that one of the most important things in my success story, um, besides God, because I do believe that it was God's plan, but I had a healthy support system. I had friends and family, and I had a lot of people who came around and supported me with prayers, with food, with
Yeah.
just and just agreed to take that risk with me, especially my husband, because uh, if he had said, if he had said, I'd rather you not, I would have very much listened to that because
Right.
we're a team. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to give kudos to all the people around me, my kids and my husband, and all of my friends and family who encouraged me and supported me through this process. And I want to thank them if they ever were to watch this podcast because it was crucial, and I wouldn't have done it without their support.
Yeah. Yeah. I can. You've just given us a snapshot of really what all the details are. I mean, you just can't possibly, know everything. Kind of like my story, like, yeah, there's so many things that happen, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just so impressed, that you gave your brother the tools that he needed to be a conqueror. I haven't
Yes.
had a story, on the Conquerors crew yet. Everybody already had their tools or something, or they were
Well,
striving for 'em or striving to get 'em or whatever, but this is such a different paradigm. It's
I
really
hope
it's really cool.
maybe he'll
So
talk to you
cool.
one day about his story because he is a warrior. He is a conqueror.
Yeah.
He is a great guy. He's a single dad. There is not a mom in the picture because he has 100% custody for a good reason, and he's the best dad, and he is raising great kids who are so smart and so strong, and they've been through this process, watching their dad overcome all these things.
Right.
And I'm so proud of him
Yeah.
for overcoming what he has. And, I'm just happy that I was able to be a small part of that, because what I did, really, it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
He's the one who had the bigger story.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, look, we've got about 2 minutes left, and if you have anything else you want to share or kind of wrap up,
Well, I just want to thank you for inviting me to do this, Trent, and I want to say that you are always in my prayers, that your health continues, that you're able to continue your ministry and your efforts and your service in this way. And I hope you come back to Lafayette and
yeah,
see you again real soon.
heck yeah. Hey, thank you so much. I just really appreciate that so much. Yeah, I I consider you, a friend that we don't talk a lot, but God, when we do, we talk, right?
Yeah,
And, yeah, we have that connection. It's really special, and you got a great guy, and he's a great friend, and
he's okay.
yeah,
No, he's the best. Yeah, no, thank you so much for inviting me to do this. And I hope that I can't wait to watch the next story of someone who has overcome whatever they overcome. And uh,
open and sharing, and
may there never be an end to the stories that you can tell.
there you go, there you go, absolutely. Well, hey, I'm gonna take us out if you don't mind. When we drop down, I'll talk to you for a minute just after. So, guys, wow. I mean, what this is the ultimate Conquerors crew story, man. It's so cool that we were able to be a part of this. Thank you, Susan. We really appreciate you and your time, your advice, and everything that you shared with us. So, guys, hey, God bless, Godspeed, and never forget that grit, don't quit, and we are